Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So I thought of coming back to YouTube on 28th of this month, but I logged in today and I realized that we are at 70,000 subscribers. You guys are so amazing. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you guys, and I thought that okay, let me just come back to YouTube once and for all. So I'm back now, not fully back, but I'm back. Thank you so much for the love, guys. So in my last update about This Is Faith, Mega and Roshika planned together and they rendered Prithvi unconscious after Prithvi comes to Mega's house to take Mega's phone so that he can destroy the proof that Mega has against Sherlyn. That was our last update. Let's continue from there. Raki calls Pami asking that where is she. Raki explains that she has given Mahesh tea and she has also advised Girish on what he should prepare for lunch. Pami comes there and asks Raki to calm down and not to worry because what is the occasion? Raki explains that she would be worried, and Raki tells Pami that she has finalized all the work because Sherlyn was not well yesterday and she was vomiting, so she has made an appointment with the doctor for Sherlyn's checkup, and Raki decided to call Sherlyn to inform her that she is ready, but Sherlyn also comes downstairs. Raki asks Sherlyn if she is ready as they can leave now, and Sherlyn was shocked and she asks that where are they going to. Raki explains that they have to go for checkup, and Pami asks Sherlyn not to be worried because her mother-in-law has made an appointment on her behalf. Sherlyn says that she has called her mother to come and meet her directly at the clinic, and she would also have some time to talk with her mother. Raki advised Sherlyn to leave then and come back directly after the appointment because it is not safe because of her condition, and Sherlyn leaves. Then Raki also leaves, saying that she would go and make ginger tea for Prita because Prita is also not feeling fine. Pami sees Prithvi, who rushes out in secret, and Pami thinks that what would anyone think if they see what she has witnessed, because first Sherlyn left and then Prithvi rushed after her in secret. Pami decided to call Rishabh, and Rishabh was happy that Pami called her, and Rishabh asked about how everyone is doing. Pami says that Sherlyn has gone to meet the doctor, and Rishabh was worried, and Rishabh asked that what happened. Pami says that this happens during pregnancy, and there's nothing to worry about. But Pami advised Rishabh to call Sherlyn on video call because they used to say it in her village that the wife should always see the husband's face during pregnancy because the child would have the resemblance of the father, so she really wanted to have another Rishabh in their house. Pami tells Rishabh that he should first call Sherlyn on video call, and then Sherlyn will be relaxed after hearing Rishabh's voice, and Rishabh agrees, assuring that he will call Sherlyn. Pami, after ending the call, thinks that it will be the best moment for her because if Prithvi is truly with Sherlyn, then Prithvi will be seen in the video call, and this will make Rishabh get suspicious, and Rishabh will ask what is Prithvi doing with Sherlyn when Prithvi is actually Kritika's husband, and her doubt would also end, so she would be able to live in peace. Prita comes to Mahesh and gives Mahesh his medicine, and Prita says that Mahesh is really getting careless as Mahesh doesn't take his medicine on time. Raki also takes Prita's side, and Mahesh asks them both to calm down because they have teamed up against him, but he will stand up against them when his son returns, and Mahesh gets worried remembering Karan. Raki quickly changed the topic, and Raki says that Mahesh must not scold Prita because Prita is taking care of Mahesh even though Prita herself is not feeling fine. Prita tries to say that there is nothing and she only has a headache, but Mahesh advised Prita to take care of herself. Raki suggests that they should go and meet Karan as a family, but Prita says no, and Raki and Mahesh ask Prita why, but Prita makes an excuse and leaves the room, saying that she put milk on fire in the kitchen. Dr. Rupali was working in her office and the doorbell rings. Dr. Rupali opens the door and she saw Kritika standing at the door, and she greets Kritika. Kritika was impressed that her friend is so successful, and Kritika sits with her on the sofa. Dr. Rupali says that she did not have any tea as Kritika is waiting for her. Kritika says that Rupali is right and one way to have dinner, but the lust for tea is irresistible. Dr. Rupali gets a call from Sherlyn, and Sherlyn was not able to understand that the address has been changed. And Dr. Rupali explains that she was not going to the clinic, and she forgot to tell Raki when Raki called her late at night. Dr. Rupali asks Sherlyn if she is coming alone, and Sherlyn replies that she is coming with her husband. Prithvi immediately stops the car, asking Sherlyn why did she say that he was her husband. Dr. Rupali goes to the kitchen to prepare something, and Dr. Rupali tells Kritika that she feels that she should have called the patient's mother-in-law, but she did not after thinking that the patient would be on her way. Prithvi asked Sherlyn why she referred to him as her husband, and Sherlyn asked Prithvi if he felt bad when she called him her husband. Prithvi says that he cannot understand Sherlyn because it was Sherlyn herself that told him that he should not act like her husband, but now it is Sherlyn herself that is calling him her husband. Prithvi says that Sherlyn cannot understand what he is saying, and Prithvi explains that since Sherlyn's appointment was made by Raki, then the doctor might call Raki, and there will really be a problem if Sherlyn says something that she should not say. Sherlyn assures Prithvi that nothing would happen because the doctor would only perform the checkup and the doctor will not give her details to her mother-in-law, and Prithvi is only worrying too much. Prithvi says that he always flies on a chartered flight and he doesn't want to become poor again, and Sherlyn mocks Prithvi, saying that this is why Prithvi came to borrow money from her. Dr. Rupali was convinced that she should inform the patient mother-in-law because it was the mother-in-law that made the appointment, but Kritika asked Rupali to relax because she has done her work. Rupali says that she got so excited to meet Kritika, so she had to cancel the appointment. Kritika asked that why did Rupali do that when they have just met 3 years ago. Rupali says that she is the doctor because Kritika supported her, so she was able to finish her studies, otherwise she would have joined the rockstar band, and Kritika was relieved that her friend did not join the band, otherwise she would have hurt everyone's ears. Rupali was surprised and Kritika takes out the cups. Samir was wondering why Shrishti has not arrived at the police station, and the inspector seeing Samir asked that what is Samir doing at the police station. Samir requests the inspector to allow him to meet Karan, but the inspector says that he cannot allow anyone to meet Karan because they have to follow the law, and Karan is even being transferred to another jail. Shrishti says that the inspector was busy scolding Samir, so Shrishti decided to run to meet Karan. The constable comes to the inspector asking if the inspector has allowed anyone inside, but the inspector says that he has not. Samir wonders if it is Shrishti, and the inspector immediately rushed after her. Karan was in the cell and Shrishti comes there and greets him. Karan asks that why was Shrishti running as if she has done something. Shrishti says that she has come to meet Karan and she also brought breakfast for him, and Karan asks that what is in the food flask. Shrishti replies that it is semolina pudding and fried tortilla that Sarla has made, and the inspector catches them and they takes the food away while being rude with Karan. Shrishti started shouting at the police because she cannot bear the way they were talking with Karan, and the lady constable takes Shrishti away. Prita was standing in the kitchen and she wonders how she will be able to meet Karan. The milk boils over and Prita immediately turns off the stove. Raki comes there and asks that what is Prita doing in the kitchen when she is not feeling fine, and Raki cleans the stove and Prita was worried. Then Raki asks that what is the reason for Prita's worry. Prita says that when she went to meet Karan, the inspector did not allow it, and they were saying that Karan was being transferred to another jail. Raki says that their family has also suffered a lot, and now they will not be able to meet Karan. And Raki asks Prita not to worry, because Mahesh will find a way. And Raki says that they must always be positive, and just as Ranamata is watching over them, so if they think good, then good things would happen. And Raki advised Prita to think good. Prita closes her eyes and then Prita opens her eyes, and Raki asks that what did Prita think about, and Prita answers that she thought that Karan was released and Karan was with them as a family, and Raki in tears asks Prita. Kritika was still with Dr. Rupali, and Kritika explains that she loves the view and it is a really nice location. After taking a sip of the tea, Kritika was impressed as how well Rupali can make tea. Dr. Rupali asks that why is Kritika wearing a wedding necklace and when did Kritika get married. Kritika asks Rupali not to be so formal because she sent her the invitation, but maybe Rupali did not receive the invitation. Kritika tells Rupali that her marriage is a technical marriage and she got married to the person that saved her life from a really big problem, and then they fell in love and they both got married. But Kritika assures Rupali that they still have to get married in front of their families, and then she would invite Rupali, so there is nothing to worry about. Dr. Rupali explains to Kritika that she also has a boyfriend, and Kritika was really impressed after seeing Dr. Rupali's boyfriend's photos. Kritika asks Rupali if the guy's eyesight is true, because how could the guy make Rupali his girlfriend, and both Rupali and Kritika smile. Sherlyn and Prithvi rings the bell on Dr. Rupali's door, and Dr. Rupali stands to go to them, but Kritika advised Rupali to sit down and she will be the one to open the door. Megha was calling Prithvi, but Prithvi was declining the call, and Prithvi and Shelly once again rings the bell. At the Luthra house, Raki opens the door to find Shrishti and Samir with Karan, who was unconscious and bleeding. And Raki and Preeta lie Karan down while everyone were worried, and they ask Shrishti and Samir how do they bring Karan back from the jail. Shrishti says that their car got into an accident with a jeep, so that was why Karan got injured, and the family asks that what has really happened. Shrishti replies that they went to the new jail where the inspector said that Karan cannot be a criminal, so he must release him, and since they were there, Karan came with them, and they all knows how fast Karan drives the car, and because of that, they got into an accident. Mahesh asks everyone if they understand what Shrishti is saying because her reasons do not make any sense, and Mahesh asks if Shrishti and Samir are hurt, but Shrishti replies that since Matarani wanted them to save Karan, that is why she and Samir did not suffer any injury and they did not even have a single scratch. Pami was shocked and Pami asked that why did Shrishti not get hurt, and everyone were confused, but Raki asked them to take Karan to his room because he needs to rest. Shrishti thinks in her mind that she should turn off the bell and she should also lock the doors so that no one will be able to enter the house. Sherlyn and Prithvi were standing at Dr. Rupali's door, and Kritika very excitedly opens the door. But Prithvi gets a business call, so he goes to the backside and Sherlyn also follows him, and that way Kritika did not see both of them, and Kritika was shocked to see that there was no one at the door. Dr. Rupali started laughing, but Kritika asked Rupali to stop, and Rupali goes inside to attend to a call. Dr. Rupali asks Sherlyn to come inside, and when Sherlyn comes inside, Dr. Rupali asks Sherlyn about her husband, and Sherlyn replies that her husband is taking a business call. Dr. Rupali asks Kritika to take care of the husband and allow him to come inside, and Kritika doesn't even say Sherlyn, and Dr. Rupali and Sherlyn goes upstairs. Dr. Rupali forgot her phone, but Kritika doesn't want to disturb her during her meeting with her client. Preeta was applying the medicine on Karan's wound, and Preeta was thinking of the time that Karan ordered that they should free her, and Karan accepted that he was the mother of Akshay. And Preeta also remembered when Karan shouted at her that she is not the only one to always sacrifice for the family because it is also his duty as a husband. Karan wakes up asking Preeta to finish what she was doing, and Preeta asks that what does Karan mean. Karan demands a kiss from Preeta, and Preeta kisses Karan on the cheek, and Karan was shocked after realizing that Preeta is real, and Karan asks that what has happened and why is he not in the jail. Karan does not remember how he got back to the Luthra house, and Preeta explains to Karan that it was because of his fast driving, and Karan doesn't listen to anything that she tries to explain. Preeta, however, insists that Karan should not talk nicely with her when she is angry. Preeta asks that what does Karan mean, and Karan asks that what has happened, and Karan calls Shrishti. Shrishti comes into the room and Karan holds Shrishti's hand. Shrishti says that she would only speak the truth if Karan released her hand, and Karan released Shrishti's hand and Shrishti rushed out of the room calling Samir, but Raki enters and pushes Shrishti back inside asking that what has happened. Karan asks Shrishti that what lie have they told the family, and Shrishti explains that they have done something, and by doing that they were able to accomplish their task, and they illegally brought Karan from the jail. Dr. Dipali brings Sherlyn into the room asking that what has happened. Sherlyn says that Dr. Rupali doesn't even have a proper clinic, so how did her mother-in-law got her contact? And Sherlyn told Dr. Rupali that she was not feeling well last night and she started vomiting, and that was why her mother-in-law got worried and called her. Dr. Rupali says that this is true, and every mother-in-law are the same, and they get worried unnecessarily. Sherlyn gets a call from Prithvi, and Sherlyn tells Dr. Dipali that that is her husband, and Dr. Dipali leaves the room. Shrishti was calling Samir, and Samir comes there and he was shocked after entering the room because everyone started demanding answers from him. And Samir says that why did Shrishti want him to get scolded? And Shrishti asks Samir that what is he saying because it was their plan to free Karan and they both accomplished the plan. Samir says that Shrishti forced him to do this, and Shrishti blames it on the police saying that they were misbehaving with her. Karan stops Shrishti and says that that was not the case because Shrishti forcefully came to meet him, but the police took her to a corner, and Preeta asks that why did Shrishti have to break the law. Shrishti was angry and Shrishti asks Preeta that is Preeta trying to say that her sister is wrong. Karan stops the two of them from fighting and says that he will tell everyone the truth. Karan explains to everyone that he was being transferred from the former jail, and the police van got into an accident. Shrishti then exposed everything, that they were following the police van, and after it got into an accident, then she thought that it would be the best time to take Karan with them while everyone else was unconscious. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video, share it, comment, and please subscribe to this channel. And I'll see you all again in my next video. Bye guys.